Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, today we have a guest on my YouTube channel and she's so excited to be here, so am I. So you guys, this is a very important video by the way, and I've been so excited to make it and kind of hesitant, and it encompasses the last two videos I made. You know, I was making these videos on how to make the decision to keep your baby. Yeah, for both the guys and the girls. Yeah. And today we are talking about it's story time, guys. No, it's not actually a specific topic, it's story time, and I am going to tell you my story. So when I was pregnant and throughout that whole pregnancy process, because actually someone had sent me a request requesting that I make a video on the real experiences, you know, like real life stuff, how you can make the decision to keep your baby, and how you can go through a whole pregnancy, generally what happens, things that happen in real life, and how you can deal with them as a girl. Well, I went through this ordeal and I came out alive really and successfully, so I think I can be kind of an authority. That's how you'd say no. And so for me, it's kind of also, this can also apply to anyone that's going through a teenage pregnancy, because it's a similar situation. You know, because I was still in school, I was in my third year of law school. You know, law school really lasts 4 to 5 years. Yes, I was in third years. I still had a long way to go, and yeah, it was difficult at the time, but I kind of managed to go through it. How? Well, you'll get to know along the way. So my story begins like, how did I even find out that I was pregnant? Well, I even didn't think I was pregnant for most of the part at first, like really. As I just thought maybe I was experiencing some strange sickness. You know, there was morning sickness, then there was mood change and all that. Yeah, and then I was being unnecessarily mean to people. So some friend of mine really was like, I think you should take this test and find out what's really going on. And as I first was hesitant, I was like, really, I am 100% sure I'm not going to be pregnant if I take the test. So why should I? And she insisted, and I'm like, well, fine. And you guys, there is nothing that prepares me for this, because you know, always, even as younger, I would always think about it, and I'm like, if I got pregnant, you guys, I would keep my baby. Like, you know, you say it like you think it's that easy, but when I was faced with the real situation, it was so difficult. I didn't know how to deal with it, but the first reaction was like, I laughed, because I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to think. So I just come out of the bathroom laughing, and my friend is like, well, tell me good news. And I'm like, yeah, it's good news. I'm pregnant. She's like, what are you going to do? What, your parents are going to kill you? You know, that's what we always say here. So like, I'm like, give me one night. I'll think about it and tell you my actual decision tomorrow. So I just spent the whole night Googling, and I was just basically on the internet. And actually, this is why this video is really applicable, because I needed someone that has gone through this to tell me, you guys, you can go through this and you can be successful. Yeah, so I was Googling the whole night, and I was trying to convince myself that I'm making the right decision. And a lot of people that really had abortions and they had regretted, and the people that took their babies and were happy about it, I focused on happy people. Yeah, so you guys, sorry about the noise in the background, but this kid is literally attached to me on the hip. So as I'm talking about how I spent the whole night googling and really trying to like make the decision. I'd already made my decision, but I wanted to make sure I was not alone. And well, if you're out there, you're going through an unplanned pregnancy, guys, you're not alone, really. You're not alone. People have gone through this and they've been successful. And actually, like I already said in my previous videos, your baby is the biggest blessing you might not know you need now, but yeah, you need your baby, because she blesses your life, your baby changes your life, everything will never be the same again. Yeah, so I go ahead and make my decision, keep my baby, but then what are the feelings? Like, first of all, you are so scared because I literally thought my parents were going to disown me. I was like, if they disown me, well, God, you're my shepherd. Maybe I'm going to go to to a homeless shelter. We don't have those here, but well, I was thinking of maybe serve for organizations that could take me in. I really didn't know how they were going to react. I didn't know what to think, but I was like so scared. Never been that scared in my entire life. Ariel. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Next. So, like, apart from the fear, well, I was also really scared now to talk about this whole thing to the father of the baby, because really he is also a party that matters in all this. So you have to find a way to talk to him about what's going on. So I'm thinking, how is he going to react? Is he going to run for it? You know, like people literally always run for the hills. And I'm like, oh, wow, how do I start, you guys? Like, because I was really, really scared. But well, that was the next decision. I talked to him about it, and like really, I was so happy with his reaction because we literally talked about it and just hugged, and that was really, yeah. So like that was my happiest part throughout all this, because I had a supportive counterpart. And now the other fear was talking to my mother, because really the physical stuff was also going on, and I was having some really terrible morning sickness, and I was thinking maybe it was going to last only the first 3 months and the next 6 I'll be fine. But guys, no, it lasted throughout the 9 months, and it was terrible, because now my morning routine was wake up, brush your teeth, throw up, brush again, and go on with the day. Yeah, and on some bad days it would like go on throughout the day. Like you go on throwing up throughout the day whenever maybe you eat. And then the smells, like my problem was with food smells. Whenever I would pass by a place and there is food smelling, I would go crazy. It was the worst smell ever. I didn't want to smell food, especially fried food. I didn't want to smell it, and I couldn't eat fried food because it tasted like poison. I couldn't eat fried food. I couldn't smell it. I couldn't pass by a place cooking it. All I wanted for the first trimester was fruits. I used to eat fruits so much. I would actually spend like a week eating oranges. Yeah, and another thing I really liked was yogurt. I've always liked yogurt, but then it was on another level. I used to drink yogurt day in, day out, every time, every meal. I could take yogurt. And my other cravings really were maybe fish. They told me fish, the brains of the fish bring wisdom to the baby, but I already like the fish head because I like the eyes. They're like so ooey gooey and so nice. So like then it was like, yeah, on another level. I really liked fish so much then. So I was also eating that a lot. Yeah, and you see, as now you actually need the expenses, the money, because you need to keep spending on that. Oh, and something I've not talked about now, you have to think about the doctor's visit, because now when you go to the doctor, you have to talk to the doctor about all these things and get like the advice, and it's kind of traumatizing because you are young, and when you go to the hospital there are only ladies that look so mature, and they are looking at you being like, what is she doing at a pregnancy clinic, all that. Yeah, so I went to see my doctor. Back then there was a very long line. I had to change hospital because of that. There was a very long line, and I waited from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah, all day waiting to see a doctor. And then of course they did a scan, and my baby was I think 11 weeks old. Yeah, so that was also like another thing you're thinking about. You don't know how you're going to tell a doctor, because the doctors are very inquisitive, and like, you're too young to have a baby, why are you here, and all that. You have to kind of train yourself to get used to being asked those kinds of questions, like, look at you, baby is having a baby. People used to tell me that like, you're a baby and you're having a baby, and people would be like, you're too young. And I would pass by like some border guys, and they would be so mean to me. I remember this day I passed by some very busy street, and there were a bunch of border guys, and they were all yelling at me and telling me, forgive my Uganda, and they're all saying, oh yeah, chikukola, something like that. And you know, like people always are very mean to pregnant women, like always be traumatized. Like I'll lock myself in my room for a very long time, yeah, and be scared to go out because of those rude comments from people everywhere. Like you think maybe the people that are educated will be more civil, but no, because it was so bad. I used to go to class sometimes, and I remember there's a guy in my class. I won't say names, but well, there was a guy in my class that started threatening me and being like that Kachik should not come back to class. Like, how can she? You know, like people make it seem like your decision is affecting them. I was not in anyone's space. My stomach was really not too big. Like I was stopping someone from sitting because of it. Like I was not doing anything wrong. I was just living my life and making my decisions. But people were so offended. People were being so rude and so mean everywhere. So like really, what I'm saying is like be prepared for things like that, and you have to be strong. Like really, you have to make sure you have such a tough skin. Like whatever they say, whatever people say, you are not faced by it, because if you are, you're going to be crying day in, day out. You're going to be crying every night because of what people are saying about you, and really it's fine. Like even if people are mean, like let them be and live your life. I really had to make a list because like there's so many things you're going to go through and I can't remember everything. Yes, so I already talked about the morning sickness, then the mood changes. Sometimes I would really be mean, like to some really specific people. Like there's a guy I saw mean too. I think he thinks I'm the worst person even now because I didn't look pregnant, but like in the first trimester I'll be so mean, and I'll be like I'll not notice, and until someone is like, but what did I do to you? And then I'll realize, oh, like, I'm really sorry. Like it happens. Like pregnant women can be mean. It's the hormonal change, guys. You have to be understanding, and of course the skin changes. Yeah, my skin, it's kind of rough, but back then I was like a frog. Yeah, it was terrible. So like you have to be ready for that. Your skin also changes, and of course loss of appetite. I couldn't eat for the first trimester and even the third one because I think like the baby was even on my stomach. That's what they were saying. Yeah, so like I kind of like sometimes I would have like a really high appetite and I'm like eating for twins, and then sometimes I would have a very very low appetite and I'll be so scared, and that's normal. Like it happens. Yeah, then some things you really liked, you find you hate them, and actually find you like some things you didn't like. I am a person that doesn't eat matoke. I hate it so much, but when I was pregnant, I used to eat matoke so much, I'd be like craving it. I would like run to my place just to boil matoke. Can you imagine? I just boil matoke and eat it. In whichever state, I just wanted matoke and beans. Yeah, I used to love beans so much. I could be like so shocked. How can someone like beans? I loved beans so much. And anything, as long as they were boiled, because I couldn't stand fried food. Then maybe like there is something that's obvious and it really happens to you when you're pregnant. When it first happened, I was so scared that I was like, is it normal? That is getting UTIs. I used to get so many infections. And when I asked my doctor, he told me it's actually just the beginning. When you're pregnant, this happens all the time, so get used to it. So like another thing, like when my bumps started growing, my skin was changing, everything. So like I was feeling like kind of amorphous. I started feeling weird about my body, and on certain days I would hate my body. You know, like you can't fit in your former clothes and like squeezing in or like trying to find bigger things. What? No, but you have to look at the brighter side. Or what I always did, and what I always did not to feel sad was imagine like the cute little human being growing in my body, and she's here eating my headsets. Yeah, so I used to think of the cute person growing in my body, and I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to meet her. I actually really couldn't wait to meet her. I used to like literally dream about her every single night. Like I'll be like, oh my baby, look. And like I had so many dreams of babies, so like that kept me moving. You know, like when I'll be sad, when I couldn't walk out of my room, when people were threatening me, I'll just go back and I'm going to have such a cute baby, and then I would be happy. Like it didn't faze me so much because of just that thought. And then of course your legs start swelling up. My legs used to be so big because like they get so swollen, and also they start cramping. You know, like sometimes I'll be walking and I get a cramp in the middle of the road. I'm like, oh, and you can't move. So like those are things. It's normal. Like it really happens. And the baby starts kicking inside you, and you know, like me, I could feel where the head was. Like the head would be like on this side, and it would be very hard. Then I could feel like the baby's head is here, and then like that wherever the head would be, I would feel it, and I could also feel the cute kicks. Oh my god, like those were my favorite moments, honestly. Like when I look back, whew, I just feel like I want to experience it again, and it was really like difficult to sit for a long time. Then and then like there was like another thing that was irritating is, and it really happens, is like everyone tries to advise you, wherever I would go, whenever I go to the hospital, and everyone would be telling me, oh, you're going to have a baby, well, expect this, it's not easy, but yeah, like expect this. And up to now people do it. They make me with my baby, and I think because I look so young, they're always like, oh, carry a baby like this, do that, and really it's kind of annoying. Excuse me. Yeah, that's really expected if you're a young mother. And another thing that really happens is that you lose your friends. Like I really lost so many of my friends. Yeah, because like some people don't want to associate with you when you are pregnant. You're an embarrassment to them, so you lose friends, but you also gain others, because the friends I gained then I realized are the truest friends I'll ever have, because it was a difficult time, and someone that was with me through that time is a true friend. So like, yeah, that will happen. Yeah, and during that time, I think it was like when I was like 6-7 months there, my dad died, and that was like the last straw. You know, I was like thinking, God, bad things keep happening. Why is this happening? And that was the lowest of the lows during that time. And you can't just, I just can't talk about it even. That was the hardest time during the pregnancy. But the fact is, pregnancy is not easy. It's not the easiest time of your life. It's hard, but it gets better. You know, when you push out your baby and look at how cute the cute little human being you brought into the world, you'll be like, thank God, like all this was worth it in the end of it. And yeah, she'll be disturbing you like this one. Wow, yeah. So like it's the whole time after that whole time makes it really really worth it, because like now I just can't imagine a world without her. And well, let's see. Maybe we can talk about the labor period, because it's really really a difficult time. It's hard, but you go through it. Like for me, I think I experienced my first pains like really early, and I ran to the hospital, but then they told me I was really not due for another like 24 hours. So I went back home, but then that whole night I was thinking, God, I'm going to drop this baby in my room today. But then I just waited till morning and went to the hospital, and there is nothing more painful that you have to experience yourself. And yeah, but as long as you get to the hospital and you have some family members with you, and I was so lucky to have the baby's father with me in the labor room, that made it a lot easier, because it's like a hand of support that makes it easy. So yeah, that one also ended really well. And I had a normal delivery. And to make sure that you have that is you have to exercise during the whole process. I used to try to run in the first trimester, but well, that gets harder as the pregnancy goes on, and by the second trimester I couldn't really run, so I was like doing brisk walks. I would like walk very fast up a hill, and that was like it for the exercise. And then I was doing squats, and I was doing lunges. I was doing like several exercises that are good for pregnant women. That helped me so much throughout that whole process because I was feeling so fit. I was not cramping as much as I should have, and yeah, all that. So like exercise really helps you. You have to exercise, you have to eat well, make sure you eat healthy food so that the baby is not too large. You eat healthy, make sure you eat enough but healthy, so that and if you don't get things you're craving for, it's okay, you can't die, because sometimes I was broke and we were broke and I couldn't eat what I was craving and I didn't die. So if you can't afford it, you can let go of it, but make sure you eat what you have, because you need to eat really so that the baby is healthy, and yeah, the baby will be healthy really. I'm thinking that is it, because I've written a list, and I hope this whole experience video helps someone that wanted to know like the real thing, like that's on the ground. It's hard because of what society is going to put you through, but you can go through it, and you have to pray so hard, because I used to pray. Ariel, baby. Yeah, I used to pray so hard, and it took me through. I used to listen to gospel music. Gospel music will change your life. You have to listen to gospel music and pray, and that really changes everything. Yeah, so you guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I love you so much, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have so much more in store for you. See you next time. Bye.